I'm Melissa. This is Martin, Haley, and Maddie, and we're cruising America's Great Loop on our boat Cavalier. We welcome you to hop aboard and share in this journey with us.
Open road, letting go. Skylines out of view. Yellow lines, no stop signs. I'm home when I'm with you.
Okay, well, welcome back for another episode of Cruising Cavaliers. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
What we're going to do today, we're still in California. We have about another week here is all. We'll be heading back to the boat in about a week. So, yay! So, we're really eager to get back there and get going again. So, that's going on. What we want to talk about a little bit about on this episode is kind of the things on the loop that we were unexpected. Yeah. You know, challenges and things like that we didn't know about. And so before, let's back up and talk about ourselves. What kind of our experience level?
What experience level?
Pretty much a goose egg. So we really didn't. This was our first boat, and we didn't have any experience really at all.
No.
So I got a little bit. We had to get the boat down to Kentucky from Lake Michigan. So we had a delivery captain. So I was the crew. So I got some experience on that.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot of driving the boat or anything.
Right.
And then when we got to Green Turtle, when we got there on the boat, we hired a training captain for a few days to show us how to do everything, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And then
we casted the line.
And went away. So, so there was a lot of stuff that was unexpected. But
yeah, I
guess the biggest thing was all the planning that you have to do. It's just amazing how much stuff you have to do to really do anything. So, I mean, the first thing you end up having to do is like, where are you going to go? Mm-hmm. Where's the next stop? And that sounds kind of easy, but well, no, it isn't. There's there's all kinds of you're going along a route, but there's still a lot of options.
And there's also sometimes you have to take into consideration that you're going to be going through locks or something, so you can't just go, I'm going 50 miles today.
Exactly.
And if you're going through 5 locks, you're not going to be making it 50 miles.
Yeah, you may not be able to.
So, there's just all that planning that we had really not thought about.
So basically, to do that, like I said, the first thing you're deciding is, well, where are we going? So, you kind of look at that as there's a lot of the Great Loop website's really good for, telling you what's along the route.
The AGLCA?
Yeah, the AGLCA. Their Facebook page is good, mm-hmm. Some of the other things like the Navionics and the Skipper Bob's Guide to the River and mm-hmm. stuff like that. All those are good. You kind of look at everything in the waterway guides and just to see what's there. So then you pick, okay, now that we know where we're going, okay?
There's also Docwa, which is an app that sometimes if you want to stay at a marina, you can look up and see what's available, and so that's helpful as well. But
and so now we've picked like what city we're going to, kind of, and then that's when you narrow it down to what marina are you going to anchor, what are you going to do, and that's where again you're using all those apps. And we also use Nebo a lot. Nebo's an app that tells you where all the boats are, and the loopers use it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of nice because we like to go stay where the loopers are staying.
Right, and if there's a lot of loopers staying in a certain place, it's probably popular.
It's probably the right place to stay. So we do that, and then that gets you where you're going, and now you got to figure out how to get there, how you're actually going to get there. So we actually got to, I plot a course, and I plot it in, put it in our chart plotter, and then we also plot it in Navionics and things, so we have different maps telling us where it is. We have Aqua Maps on the left and Navionics on the right, and then we also have a Garmin. So on the Aqua Maps, we usually have it zoomed in quite a bit. And you can see this is Cocoa Village, and then that's the little channel out to get to the main channel. And when we're underway,
there'll be a little boat that is us that travels along through there, so you can see where you're at. And then Martin has downloaded the Bob's 423 track, which is the blue dotted line, and that's a real good resource for ICW. So Martin usually keeps this one zoomed out quite a bit. You can zoom in and out. He likes to get the big picture, see what lies ahead, and uses the other one to be a little more precise.
There's also a good, depending on where you're at, in the ICW, the Bob 423 tracks is really good. He tells you the best way to go. Again, you can get on America's Great Loop app again, and they have, if you go into the segments, they have tracks there where it was basically where Kim and Michael took the perch, and they were their tracks. So that's another good resource to tell you how you're gonna exactly get there. So that gets you your course in there. Now the next thing is, when are you going?
Yeah.
And that can be a big thing because it's all about weather at that point. Hope this shows up on the screen okay, but this is my predict waves out there, and it's showing 8.5 footers out there on Lake Michigan right now. I'm glad we're not out there. I'm glad we're tucked nicely over here into Hammond Marina. We're rocking over here pretty good a little bit, but nothing like they would be out there. So you have all these weather apps that you end up using. The two I really like to use are Predict Wind and Windy, but there's also like Vintusky and a bunch of other apps too that you can use. And then there's things for parts of the loop, for like the Gulf crossings and stuff. There's Marv's weather. I think you can sign up for that, the Marv's, and that's pretty good. He gives you buoys, what the buoys are going to be doing out there and stuff. And then again on the Great Loop, there's the Eddie's Weather Wag is also really good. So you got to figure out, when are we going? Sometimes like on the rivers, it's not as big a deal. Because the weather isn't as big a deal unless you don't want to be going in the rain, right?
Right.
So anyhow, it's just it's a lot of stuff that it keeps you going. You get in someplace and you got to plan the rest of the night.
And we were always, mainly because we were so green at all of this, we were pretty on the cautious side always about going.
Yeah.
And the one thing that was really nice is we never were ever kicked out of a marina because we said we're just going to stick and stay another night because we didn't want to go out. And some other loopers went. I laugh because I say I think we met all the loopers that year because we'd just sit there, we'd be wusses, and we didn't want to go out, and so all of our friends would move along, and then we'd meet a whole other group of loopers.
Then sometimes we catch up to everybody again and do it all again.
Yeah, but we never had to go out when we didn't feel comfortable, so that was nice.
And that's really our mantra. If the weather's not good, the conditions aren't good, we don't go.
Right.
So, and we had a pretty good time. We got caught out there in the Gulf crossing was a little bit rough to one part. And
I chalk that up to lack of experience.
Yeah, we were really new.
Yeah.
Really new.
We should have been out there.
Yeah. We do it again when we go by there this year. We won't go in those kind of conditions.
Right.
It'll just be a lot smoother. So.
Right.
Anyhow, I think that's kind of just a lot of stuff, like I said, and but it's all doable. It's just you just figure it all out, and that's part of the fun actually is doing it. You get in the swing of things and how to do it, and you're talking to the other boaters too. You're not doing this in a vacuum.
Right.
There's usually always other loopers around and other people. You talk to people in the marinas while there's the next stop. Well, that's a good one, and things like that. So it's all good.
Yep.
So anyhow, I think that's about it.
We made it.
We made it. Yes, we did. So anyhow, cheers and happy trails. So we'll see you next time on Cruising Cavaliers. So anyhow, thanks for coming along on another. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Here, I think I need a drink.
Start it over.
Okay, but I'm done. Okay. Okay, well anyway, thanks for coming along. come along and laugh with us or laugh at us.
Start over again.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, anyway, thanks for coming along on another episode of Cruising Cavaliers. Cheers and happy trails.
You do that sometimes. You're like,
I just
where are we again?
Where are we? Where are we?
Okay, hopefully that worked.
Yes.